Welcome back, Dawson's Auto. We're in the paint shop. It's gonna be a good one. All right, back at it again on the Falcon. Been a week or so, been kind of drying out. Told you guys needed buffed really bad or add another coat of clear. Another coat of clear one, obviously. So that's where we're at. Turned out pretty good. Still needs wet sand and buffed, but 100 times better. Got a really nice shine to it. I think it's gonna look really, really nice once it's gotten buffed. Give you guys a quick look at her. I just 600 gridded it. I didn't want to really bore you guys with it. It's pretty simple stuff. 600 gridded the whole thing and red Scotch-Brighted the whole thing. All I did. Mainly 90% of it was the red Scotch-Brite pad. I mean, I Scotch-Brighted the heck out of this thing. And then kind of went over the big flat areas with 600. So nothing special. That's all I did. It's not perfect, like I say. It still needs some wet sand and buffing, but it's got 3 more coats of clear on her. So I think that's going to be plenty. So I think it'll work out just fine. Like I say, we'll get her buffed. It is Wednesday. Like I say, started on this yesterday, scuffed it real quick, and we're in here painting it today. Planning on taking it back to the 50s. We plan on leaving next Thursday, so a little over a week and a day. Obviously need to buff it. Got some fender skirts for it. Can't remember if I showed you guys that on the last episode. They were stainless steel, super sweet, very nice shape. Got them for a killer deal on Marketplace. I think I got them for, what was it, 200 bucks shipped. Pretty good deal. I think that was a score. Anyways, probably ruined them, painted them green, left the bottom there, stainless steel. I like it. I think it looks good. These are just one coat, so we'll probably just knock these down tomorrow and re-clear coat them again because they're way textured. And that's the way we did the rest of the car, so why not? We'll just make it match. What else do we got? We got 2-barrel we're going to do in this episode. We got a header we're going to throw on it. We got AC we're going to throw on it. We got a radiator we're going to throw in it. We are going to revamp the trunk. We're going to maybe move the battery. We're going to revamp the interior. So stick around is what I'm saying, because we're driving this to the back to the 50s. If I didn't mention, it's like a 6-hour drive, whole family. So she's got to be safe. She's got to be cool in all forms. So that's the plan. Be a lot to shimmy into a week. Hopefully I can keep you guys around for most of it. Appreciate y'all for watching and coming back. It's gonna be a good one, I guarantee it. So let's get to it. Next day, another coat of clear. Looks good. Yeah? Yeah, working on the altitude. Waiting on some leaf spring bolts. But working on that. So now we got help. We're gonna do some side pipes. Bed rails. Bed rails is what we got. But thought before I got too far along, this is gonna be our side pipes. So I just kind of clipped them babies out with the old saw, sand them up with the sander. We're gonna make side pipes. So figured I'd bring you guys along. Alright, they're on there. Tough to give you a good look while we're on the hoist, but they're straight. They're whatever. Kayla helped me do it. Kind of tough to get us and the camera, and I don't know. We just did it real quick. She was out here. She was helping me. Turned out pretty good. Got these, like, I don't know what they were. They were on my toolbox. I got them in a sale with all these nuts and whatever. I'll tell you what they worked out good for, though. Like pipe mounts. Worked out awesome. I already had that washer welded on there. Just kind of run the old rebar down the inside, welded it. A little undercoating. Like, I understand it's not the prettiest, but it works just fine, and it was free, and I didn't have to make anything. Need to come in here and finish the old, Kind of get that stuff covered up, get some undercoating on here. Rear, I just kind of welded her right up to this mount here. Why not? Threw a bolt in there. It's nice and solid, works out. Shot a little paint in there, kind of black her out. So honestly, from the side, it looks functional. Looks good. I like it. Yeah, it's good. So on to the old bottom here. I was kind of messing with this, and this is where things turned. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to address that. It wasn't that bad, but I got to yanking around on it just by hand, and that's what happened. So that's carpet. So gonna have to fix that. I knew that floorboard was a little soft, so I knew it had some work, but yeah, definitely got to get that fixed. But stuff like that, that's just gonna, we just undercoat over it, it'd be just fine. Also did lowering blocks, 2-inch. Wanted to go 3, but you get real close here in the tunnel. So if you really want to lower these cars, you just got to tunnel it. And I don't want to do that. And we still want to be able to haul luggage and people. So 2-inch is going to be safe. 3-inch is like if you don't want to haul nobody and it looks cool, or you want to ride the bump stops. 4-inch just ain't going to happen. So whatever. Of course, I got Speedway kit with new bottom plates because the bottom plates are kind of rusted and bowing. New U-bolts, all the works. I had the 2-inch lower blocks, but shock mounts, had to cut them off the originals, re-weld them on, whatever. Not a big deal, not too pretty, but a little undercoating. It'd be just fine, like it's the bottom of the car. I think we'll go ahead and vac that baby out, put some new fluid in it. I need to trim these bolts off, obviously, shoot a little undercoat under here. That's kind of today's deal. I guess we're gonna get into that big old project. Wasn't quite expecting that, but hopefully after that we can get her down and on the ground, and maybe we can heat up these front coils and get her a little lower in the front and kind of move on to the AC. It showed up, and kind of get the chassis stuff done, move on to the next thing. But see what we can get done. Let's tackle that big old rust hole. Alright, got her all patched up, everything's good. There's a little patching up here. Had my little helper, so why not? A little patching up here. Got everything all seam sealed up pretty good, I believe. There was some pretty good holes up in here. Well, we also got some tabs welded on here for the fender skirts. So that's done. A little bit of patchwork back here. So yeah, basically just a bunch of little here, a little there, a little seam sealer. But overall, I think she's pretty good. That's the big spot, and that one there. So, and this one, these couple spots up here just had some light pinholing, and I just laid a whole new strip across the whole thing. So, whatever, what's it hurt? So, let's shoot some undercoat on. All right, we're on the ground. Next up, gotta beauty up the wheels. And we gotta help her. He's fixing the wheels up, so we can get them babies cleaned up and snapped on.
Your turn. It is a wheel.
Well, Monday, and I'm exhausted already. Oh, I know, terrible jokes. Anyhow, we slapped this on prior, this little bit here, and the rest of it decided to just X-nay. So I had to do it in a couple different pieces. I just kind of left that piece because it was new, and I ended up doing this piece and another one. Yeah, Foley, I couldn't get my bender to bend a tight enough S-bend here, so two-pieced again. And into our header. Yeah, I had to dimple the bottom pipe a little bit. And if you're running a stock Falcon stock motor trainee, both those pipes are supposed to sneak here. Maybe stack one on top of the other. Then you're running pretty low on ground clearance, and I wanted to stay above the transmission pan. As you can see, I've got nice ground clearance. So I just 2-to-1'd them anyhow because I didn't want to split them off anyhow. I thought about hooking up side pipes, but we like it quiet. So yeah, dimpled, welded them together, and that's what it looks like from the bottom. It's all done. We'll check her out from the top side. And up here, pretty uneventful, other than the install. Should have had that videoed for you guys because it was snug, very, very snug getting in there. So I did get it without pulling the carburetor or the starter, which online everyone recommended that, and pulling the Jenny. Didn't have to get any of that done, but I did shove on it pretty good. So it's in there. It's all banged up though. I mean, I got it in there without scratching it all up. Did not come with header bolts. This is the eBay job. Did not come with header bolts. So had to put them in, but yeah, no, from top looks good. So, got a 2-barrel, and looks like somebody just brought us an air conditioner bracket. So, woohoo! Maybe we figure that out. What else? Oh, center caps, hubcaps. Freaking sweet. Yeah, looks good. Threw some bullets on the tail lights. Sweet. Gas cap. Undercoated the trunk. Nothing special. And I showed you guys the trim, which terrible job asking it, but turned out good. So let's keep rolling. Back at the rear. Man, doesn't that look so good? Like, for being a used piece, thing looks like brand new now. Quite enjoy it. Not painted quite the way factory did it. They had a really thin pinstripe going all the way around, and then just the centers of these were black. None of the big part was black, but I enjoy it. Looks good. Trunk, got the spare. It was red like the rest of them. I kind of left the bluing on the white wall just to show off that she's brand new. Yeah, I shot her black. Just kind of did a quick wipe down of everything. But trunk's pretty good to go. So touched up a couple chips because that green is from prior. Yeah, no, so looks good. Fresh. Moving on. I like looking at it. Looks good. Grill, you see me get it painted. Kayla helped get all this stuff masked up. That was really nice. Looks good. Kind of refurbished it. It's not perfect. Someone's kind of whammered her over here once. I'd like to get a nice headlight trim. If anybody's got one of them, hit me up in the comments or send me a message or whatever. Same with the front bumper. I like to find a good used one. Maybe I'll have to go new, but whatever. It's something I'm kind of hunting for because that's pretty and the bumpers, you know, we got the rest of it looking pretty good. I don't need to make the car perfect, but those are kind of unsightly. Tri-bars also, while we're talking about those, got those on. Those look good. Pretty happy about that. So yeah, front's looking good. I guess we'll probably keep working on power plant. She got the AC bracket, so probably tear the generator off, get the radiator out. We're doing new there. I don't know if we're gonna do an alternator yet. Just go ahead and work on the AC, try to get all this done underneath the hood. We got the 2 barrels, so I guess just knock out everything under the hood, and then we'll move on to the interior. And it's end of Monday. It's what, 6:30, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna work today. A little bit more. Got another couple days, so we'll see how much more we get done. I like to tint some windows, like to do some more door cards. We'll see what we get done in there, but this is kind of the bread and butter. We got to get some AC going, so let's get that going. We got the old fat pipes on there, so let's get her cooling. Tuesday, back on front. So last night I piddled around, got the old carb off, got the adapter on. Did have to kiss the old valve cover with a hammer, couple light love taps to get the old accelerator pump to like the position there, just barely, just little love taps. While I was taking it apart, I did get rid of this heater plate. It's kind of connected to the throttle and stuff. We got to redo the throttle anyhow, and that was leaking coolant anyhow, and it gives us another inch, and we really don't have another inch to mess with, so deleting it, just rerun the new heater hose. Fuel line, we can either run it around or switch the fuel port, whatever. Distributor vacuum, pretty simple, just run a piece of rubber. So working out pretty good. Scoop, I think that's gonna have to happen. That's pretty freaking sweet. Gives us a real hot rod. I mean, we got the big pipes, we got the big carb, we get the scoop to match. Man, oh man. We're gonna be running on that pink saw out or something for too long. Just kidding. Anyhow, yeah, I think we're gonna throw you over on old time lapse. We're gonna keep ripping on this thing. I think it's gonna be pretty straightforward. The throttle might be the biggest, just because it's kind of kicked off a little bit of an angle. Might be the biggest bear there. But hopefully we can kind of make that work. And we need to get this rad out and get going on the AC, so got a lot to do today, because tomorrow I'd really like to not work till, you know, midnight, and we want to hit the road Thursday. I'd really like to maybe put a few miles on this thing before we hit the road, so I don't know. Let's get to ripping, see what we can do. morning's work. Not too bad. Got everything pretty well buttoned up. Carb, heater hose set up. Now we're kind of down to radiator, air conditioning stuff. So I'll run over what we did real quick. If you didn't catch everything I did, kind of hard to on time lapse way I had you, but so on the bottom, get your reel down in here. I had to clearance this just a little bit, grind those out just a little bit to get the bolts to kind of fit in there and the wrench to be able to turn them. So a little bit of grinding there, a little bit of finagling, and then the top of that adapter had to, bolt the carb to, but when I went to do that, you can see like right there and right there, this is too wide. I had to bring those in just a little bit. So that's where the old acorn, bit come in. And while I had the adapter off and we were just down to the log, I did, while the gasket was on there, it needed about an 1/8 inch. I poured her out, so I'm saying, give her the old port job. Performance. We're getting all the performance out of her. So yeah, I got her poured and polished on out. She got to be another 100 horse. I don't know. Anyways, did that while I was there. Then bolted the carb on there. Throttle, pretty easy. Couple inches of addition. Moved the heater hose bracket back. Manipulated the fuel line, kind of got it going. Just cut that off, new rubber. I did have to make a return throttle bracket, couple washers, and a piece of round rod. Nothing fancy at all. The throttle plate had the heater hose going to it, so I just got a 5/8 shut-off valve and just run her right up, so we didn't even have to get inside to mess with that. So we just left that heater hose and connected on to it. So pretty simple. Converted the choke over. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing. Good morning. Got the rad out, drained. So next we're kind of, like I say, down to AC and stuff. So yeah, if you got one of these 144 to 240, I think that's the engine series of these. And I think they're all pretty straightforward. Not too bad to do the carb and exhaust, but definitely some modifications needed for both of them. It's not just a bolt-on deal. I thought it was going to be a little simpler, but that's okay. It's done. It works out. Hopefully it runs better with that Weber. I'm excited to see how that runs. So yeah, Kayla's got this all set out for me. They were out here helping this morning. Got the radiator, like I say, condenser, all that good stuff. Looks like a pretty good kit. So start working on that today. We got today, tomorrow. Yeah, keep cranking on it. It's Wednesday. The pressure's on. So last night I got the AC bracket on. The AC bracket that we paid darn near $300 for, and had to modify because, well, it would fit with the original log manifold, but the guy had to have a header, and well, I had to move the alternator over and had to convert it to an alternator also, and had to remove the battery box because that's in the way. Yeah, been a pain in the butt, so that's why we didn't get Kayla helped me a lot last night, and it was quite a bit of work, but got it done. Oh, what else we have to do? This bracket here, had to give her the old pie cut, and that connects on to the old alternator from there. So yeah, whatever. We got radiator, rest of it to put back together today, and the interior still. So, not a lot to do. So, figured I'd give you guys the update. Didn't bring you guys along much this morning, but we're doing an Amazon Cool Master kit. It had a little bit better reviews, pretty good instructions, no complaints there. It's really not a bad kit, so really getting everything pretty good. Got the condenser mounted up front, just painted a bracket. Did have to cut some of this out because the electric fan's got to go in there. Don't even know what we're gonna have to deal with the grill yet. I just figure we'll deal with that when we get to it. But got both the lines through there. Still need to crimp them all. But we got our AC compressor down there. Got our lines going to the condenser. That one goes into the inside unit, and then our dryer's mounted. Haven't done any of the wiring yet, but honestly, stressful day trying to get all this done. I hope I can. Got the holes drilled through here, got those in, so pretty well ready to go. Got the inside unit hung. It's just kind of setting on the tunnel really at the back, and then just popped up. There was a bolt hole right here for the choke, and I just self-tapped that one in. So nothing fancy, but we're really wanting AC. And oh, the other issues. Got the radiator in, and of course I didn't read the description good enough or what have you, I don't know, but this is 1.25 inches, this is 1.5 inches, the old one was 1.25 inches, so radiator hoses don't work. It's somehow too short also. And same story down there. They went from 1.5 inches to 2 inch. So man, gonna have to go to the parts store and try to figure out a radiator hose. Hopefully they got something on the shelf. The factory ones are not gonna work, so I'm gonna have to just dig through their back shelf, which is a pain. And try to make something custom. Other than that, I did call them. They do got enough battery cable because we still got to get the battery out back. Ugh, I don't know. See what we can do, but I got to get something to eat, and we'll keep on rolling. But it's gonna be a late night, I have a feeling. Wednesday early. Tuesday was still like 2 in the morning. Rough day, to be honest. I was hoping to have it running and done by now, but we're not. So this is where we're at. Condenser, had to end up moving it back. Honestly, after doing this, I probably should have slid the whole thing over more, so I could have dipped it back in there a little bit more like I did back here. I don't know, when I originally started, I thought this was going to work out. I had the fan over more, all done, and then I went to put the grill in the hood latch, and it just completely smashed the fan. So I had to move the fan over more, slide the whole thing back more, blow the grill out. I don't know. What I'm saying is if you're doing this for an original car, or you don't want to murder your grill, you'd probably want to do things different than I did. But it don't look bad, and hopefully it works. The wiring side of that kit was amazing. Everything kind of plugged in, so hopefully that all works out. Pretty well got everything done though, hopefully. Wired up, everything's ran, hoses are done, crimped. On the inside, everything's done, mounted. The only thing we have not done is hooked up that wire there, and that is hot with the key on. And the only reason we haven't done that is because I have been messing with this thing and messing with this thing and messing with this thing, trying to just get it to run. I just want to hear it run. Mind you, when I put the header on before we did most of this, it just did the header. I fired it up. It sounded great. No exhaust leaks. Happy. Okay. All we did since then, throw the 2-barrel on it, and all the AC and the rad, whatever, but shouldn't mess with it running. It should still run. Like, even with the carburetor conversion, like, it should still just start up and idle, you know, or halfway. Wouldn't do a thing. And I mean, full throttle, cranking, acted like it was just flooded to death. But I mean, I was dumping fuel, acted like it wasn't getting no fuel for a while, so I was doing that. Then you had the throttle, whatever. I just messed with it. 2 in the morning, finally I gave up. Come out here 7 this morning. It's got to be in this carburetor. What is it? It acts like we're not getting fuel. I don't know what we're doing. So I thought, screw it, I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to throw that one back on. I'm going to at least get it to run and whatever. Well, that's when I kind of found our problem. Pulled her off. Look what I found. A rag. It That was blocking off our intake when we did the old port job. So I think she'll probably run better now. I don't know. Let's find out. But that was soaked in fuel, and that would kind of explain a little bit of restriction. So that's how it's going. So yeah, hopefully that gets us going quick. We still got to bleed out the coolant and charge the AC and hit the frickin' road. So we'll see if we can get done. Yeah, we're in business now. Thing literally almost fired right up. I had to adjust the idle up to kind of get it to idle on its own, but seems to be doing okay. So I'm gonna start pumping coolant down her and see what we can get done. See if we can get her bled out. See how it works. Well, it's Friday morning. We made it. We're a couple miles from the show. Just got registered. Rolling on down. We worked yesterday, Thursday, until noon. Until we got hit on the road. We didn't get on the road until, like I say, noon. Worked and worked and worked. Hustled. Didn't even have her 1 mile tested. Not even hardly driveway tested. We hit the road. Kayla's 9 months pregnant. We made it. No troubles. Old girl did us good. Other than that drive shaft. I don't know if you heard that, but might have went a little low. It's probably our only troubles, that drive shaft, just a rubbing. But other than that, she's been pretty good. So we're going to roll on into the show and enjoy it. Well, it's Monday. We're back. We made it home. The old girl did us pretty good. A little over 900 miles. And we drove her. We drove her there and back. Can't say that there wasn't a couple moments that I was like, oh boy, are we going to make it home? There was a couple. But we did okay. Especially considering some of the issues we got going on. And I wasn't for sure if I was going to add it in this episode, but I just figured I'd let you guys know we made it, man. But we got head gasket leaking right there. We found that on the way up there. And boy, we found that on about halfway up there. And boy, was I nervous. I mean, nervous. When she gets warm, she definitely runs a little funky. And I think that blown head gasket has something to do with it. I think it's blowing coolant and oil. It sat here overnight, and this is our drips. So I got a little bit of drip out of our blow-by, which she used some oil on the way too. We'll talk about that. She is not really leaking. I got a little bit there. I had one tranny line up there that was just a smidge loose. I might try to recheck them real quick, but honestly, like, that's pretty freaking good. Not really any leaks. The biggest issue though we had, not really an issue, but we lowered her 2 inches. And everybody on the internet says 3 inches, and you end up with, you know, a good look and maybe kiss the old drive shaft every once in a while. I'm gonna tell you, 2 inches. We was kissing it. We kissed it for a long time. Oh, drive shaft's good. I mean, it don't even have a rub groove in it. I figured that thing would have a groove in her, but we just polished her down. Now this, we about went through a layer of metal. But anyhow, I guess, yeah, that's good enough. She went, she did it. We cruised 70 mile an hour down the highway. Oh, oil consumption though. We did, we scooted her along, like I say, 70, and she was, whoa, you know, she was screaming. Could use another gear, but we pulled over for the first stop and, needed a quart. That's all I brought with me. And I thought, dang, And maybe I had it just a little low. And the next time we stopped, it needed another quart. And I was like, oof, that's no good. So we got some oil honey, some Lucas, and I dripped that baby in there. And then we got up to the show, and she was low on oil again. I thought, man, oh man, we got to be leaking somewhere. So I got me a 4-quart of 1540, and by the time we got home, we had to buy another quart of oil. So she averaged about almost a quart of oil every 100 mile. Almost. We went through like 7 quarts of oil, 900 miles. So I don't know how you want to figure that up. She's a drinker, is what I'm saying. She likes to party. So anyhow, oh well. Guarantee there's going to be another episode. But the Back to the 50s is amazing. We had such a great time. I think the first day we were there, they were calling for 11,000 cars. The next day, and I'm telling you, we went there Friday and Saturday. You would think Saturday it was a whole new show. It was crazy. So busy, and people there that had been coming there for years said that it was slow, and it was nuts. You couldn't even walk around. It was crazy. So awesome show is what I'm saying. Great time. Thanks all for watching. We had a really good time. Kayla was, she's basically there. Today she's having a lot of troubles. She's going to take it easy on the couch. But yeah, it was crazy that we did that. Crazy that the old car made it. I mean, a month ago it was sitting out here in death row, and we were shoving around with the skid loader, and the thing wasn't driving. And it hasn't been on the road since 2016 is the last time it was plated. So we literally just threw a carburetor on it and then just started jumping into this thing. You guys seen everything we did, and we worked on it literally till the minute we left, and we made it. So yeah, little moment to brag. I know we're getting lengthy here, but appreciate y'all watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We got more work to do to this thing. We'll be back on her, but fun road trip. See y'all on the next one. Thanks.